format, what you've had in the past. You got a different spotter. I think he's just trying to, you know, get as comfortable as you can here in these practice sessions.
Oh, Chase Elliott the wall.
Whoa, no, here we go.
Kevin Harvick.
Chase Elliott, Ryan Newman, Denny Hamlin, and Kevin Harvick.
Guys, the thing about Denny Hamlin, he's the one Toyota driver that left his teammates. They went to the garage. He went out there and got in this big pack.
And starts going backwards.
You can see the 10 of Almirola gets the inside.
21's got a run on the outside.
Yeah.
But here comes the 6, and that's going to try to close that hole up. The 9 tried to move up in front of the 6, and just no room.
Yeah, love to hear the spotter on that one with Eddie DeHaan, the spotter for the 9 of Chase Elliott, because that 6 was coming with a lot of speed.
I'm not sure the 4 ever hit anything. It looked like it was a roof flap.
Yeah, you can see Chase just comes up thinking that he could fill that hole, and that hole was not there.
Nope. Nope. I think Harvick.
I think he might have got tipped by Hamlin.
And you can see right
turned, but we'll see.
You can see right there, Hamlin nosed in with the right front, heavy damage to the 11 FedEx Toyota.
Yeah, Newman's and Harvick's car look pretty undamaged.
I think so. And of course, all the, you know, Hamlin's teammates are saying, "Why did you stay out there?"
Boy, Logano just missed getting into Ryan Newman.
I know that looks minor. It looks like he just kissed the wall a little bit, but it tears those cars all to pieces. That nose is knocked all the way over the right front tire.
Let's go to the garage and Vince. 4 cars in Clash practice pile up off turn 2.
He can stay in that outside lane with Jimmy Johnson on his back bumper. That's working really well.
Oh, Jimmy gonna take
no, Jimmy!
Contact.
And around goes Menard into the wall. Taking cars with him.
Come on, high, clear, clear, clear. All clear.
Big wreck.
You got it.
Well, I'm just wondering, did that suck the back end of the car around on Menard, or did they make contact that turned him around? Jimmy just got a run. Went to side drop the left rear of the 21 Paul Menard. I don't know if Paul came down a little bit, but they got too close and hit.
Paul never moved. It looked like it sucked Jimmy into him. I think he made a miscalculation there.
Yeah, Menard comes off the wall a little bit. It just you know, a misjudgment.
Yeah.
And made contact, turned him around.
Look at all, I mean, look at that. That's a wad of wrecked race cars.
That's the world's fastest wrecking yard right there.
Oh my gosh, Mike. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that.
Look at Alex Bowman in the 88. Hard on the brakes. He's going to get through this. I'm not sure how, but he did.
Well, he's the only one.
Yeah.
Still half out front. The 12, 2 back is all right. Front. Up to the middle. Check the brake here. Check the brake. Big wreck. We're in wreck.
And we'll ride with Jamie McMurray next.
Spin ahead, he was spin.
Jamie actually made it through there.
Yep.
But unfortunately, got hit from behind.
Daniel Suarez carrying our Fox visor cam.
You know what you call that, Mike? That was a clash.
Up high, they're up high. Up high, stay in the middle, stay in the middle. Come on down, 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 you're clear left. We got into it pretty bad. Hold the brake.
There's just nothing you can do. It's such a helpless feeling right there. You start to see cars turning sideways and smoke, and you're trying to slow down on the brakes as hard as you can. But you're right in the middle of it and going along for a ride.
Look at the number 9 right in the middle of all that, Chase Elliott. He did get a little bump from Bowman in the back, and he got into Eric Jones and Austin Dillon a bit.
But compared to those other guys, yeah, his car looks pretty good.
It does. And then he's going to kind of fight his way through.
I think as long as he can keep 4 tires with air in them, depending on, you know, what happens here weather-wise. Nice run through the tri-oval and gets to the inside of the 18 of Kyle Busch. Pretty aggressive move here. Side drafts a little bit, goes to the bottom, and his teammate Jimmy Johnson follows him through. Now, the 48 of Jimmy Johnson, the 18 of Kyle Busch, side by side. You can see that side draft, the 18, gets him a run back. Right there, they make contact, turns the 18 around.
You know, Jeff, it must be something going on with the nose and the tail of these cars. It looks so much like what happened Sunday with Jimmy Johnson and the 21 car of Paul Menard. It's a very similar situation here.
Well, I think there's a little bit different situation. I mean, it looked to me like, Jimmy's car definitely came up and got into him.
I agree.
You know,
I agree.
I don't see really much of a move on the 18 car of coming down.
Yeah. Just bad.
54 truck. And a lot of damage to the hood on her truck as well. Look how that tire has destroyed the fender and the hood on that truck.
For some reason, did both of those trucks have left front tire failures on the first lap of the race?
She's got more issues than that. She's tore her oil line off right there.
And that's a big problem for Natalie Decker, making her first Truck Series start here at Daytona.
That'll bring out the caution as she's on pit road.
And it is indeed out. And there you see pulling Natalie Decker out of the truck. The crew right on hand to get that fire out.
To the outside wall.
And watch that 17 of Gilliland, second in line. Well, we're going to see the back of the replay first.
Yeah, an issue for the 28 of Brian Doza. That got into the 42 of Robbie Lyons. That's why he got into the outside wall.
But you know, you can let your air pressures down on your left side tires and promote grip. That helps.
There you see Doza with the issue, goes up and catches Lyons. Robbie did a great job of keeping in the gas.
No caution yet. No caution yet.
24 truck of Moffitt. That's Johnny Sauter on the inside of the 13. Oh, big crash. The 49 of Cicerelli involved in that. The 47 of Fontaine.
Looks like the 02 of Tyler Dipple isn't in there as well. Tyler's had some issues. He was already 4 laps down.
His night has come to an early end.
Top of the screen, you see the yellow truck on the right. Started to go sideways ahead of him. Looked like Cicerelli not. Oh, look at that damage. And then just nowhere for Chris Fontaine and that blue and yellow 47 truck to go. You could see the fire come out of the exhaust. He was off the gas for sure, but just couldn't get stopped in time.
So the 02 of Dipple, the 47 of Fontaine, and the 49 of Cicerelli. And here's another look at it.
Oh, it looks like Timothy Peters maybe got a bump draft that went awry, and Dipple was just an innocent bystander in that, trying to dodge what potentially was an issue, and then Fontaine with nowhere to go. It just slides right up in front of Chris Fontaine.
Well, that's a group of drivers behind them fortunate that they didn't get collected and gathered up in that mess. Could have involved a lot more than just 3 trucks.
Local outdoor outfitter, here to get you ready for whatever adventure comes calling. Get outdoors and go for it. Visit your local Gander Outdoors or shop GanderOutdoors.com today.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-woo!
This race. Let's take a look here.
The 2 of Creed right there in the middle, and
It looked like Jordan Anderson had some sort of an issue and slowed, it looked like. Well, and then Creed ran in the back of him.
not sure Sheldon Creed had anywhere to go.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah, Jordan looked like the left front tire looks a little funny on that truck. Possibly maybe a left front tire going down.
You know, Phil, he was running, Jordan was in the 5th position when they entered turn 1 and 2. We were on board the truck behind him, and there were sparks coming from behind the truck. I think maybe Jordan felt something was going wrong and pulled up. I don't know.
Maybe trying to get out of the way.
Moffitt, Sauter, Snyder, Gus Dean, Jordan Anderson, of course, Sheldon Creed, Grant Enfinger, Stuart Friesen, Austin Wayne Self, Brennan Poole, Christian Eckes, all with varying degrees of damage.
I just don't think Jordan realized that the 2 of Creed was inside of him as much as he was. Came down a bit. Angela Ruck's just doing a great job running up inside the top 5. We're gonna
From Brett Moffitt's view.
Brett Moffitt got hung on the outside. Nowhere to go really for all these trucks once the contact was made with the 3 of Jordan Anderson.
I just think Jordan tried to maybe close a hole that Sheldon Creed had already occupied. And
right there.
They get to the yellow line before the pace vehicle. That's a no-brainer call right there.
And the 51 of Christian Eckes.
Off to your left here now. Turn off to your left. This is where our safety
Caution is out.
To your left.
so a big crash in the big crash he suffered.
The 12 of Gus Dean, the 4 of Todd Gillen. Around he goes.
Wow, unbelievable that it was just Corey Roper involved in that. How did he not collect others?
Lost it on his own right there.
Right on the back of Austin Hill, pushing a bit, and when he comes off the stern, just the inexperience of not knowing the nose was going to be light when he exits the corner because of being right on the back of the 16, and the truck just goes around.
And I think then he grabs the steering wheel when that truck goes high right there. He grabs the steering wheel, turns a little bit left, and that's all it took.
How he didn't collect others, it's amazing.
Right there, the front end just goes light on him up the hill. Cranked it left, like you said, Phil, then back to the right, but it was too late.
A little hard shot into the safer barrier.
Ben Rhodes was able to take advantage of that and
revolving around what's going on right there. And it's the history of our sport, from racing on the beach to this place they got now. It's just magical.
You win a race here, it's heard all around the world.
The final 20 laps, I mean, it is just all hell breaks loose. It's a great American race.
The 4 and the 18.
Trying to get a little run going. 18 goes to the outside, a little bit of a bump from Gillen. It just caught him at the wrong place. These bumpers don't match up all that well. A lot of times just caught him at the wrong place and turned him sideways into the wall.
Where Crafton was of everything that was going on around him. As soon as he saw that go bad, to the apron he goes. And watch the job that David Gillen does. Those trucks are crashing right in front of him.
There's no way he misses that.
Right in front of that blue truck with Valvoline on the hood. He's able to sneak through.
A little bit of damage there to that right front of David Gilliland. Crafton has barely missed, what, 3 accidents tonight? I mean, maybe it is going to be his night, because sometimes when you win, you look back and you say, whoo, boy, I caught some breaks along the way. Maybe those are the breaks that Matt Crafton's catching that might enable him to win his first super speedway race.
Just a little bit of a tap, and they got Harrison out of control there.
Lives he's saved, and how many racers can keep doing
up to the 99 of Rhodes.
Greenfield taking a look on the outside.
Oh,
and
no.
now a little contact, and he's not going to be able to hang on to it. And he takes Peters with him. Greenfield got out of line, took a little peek, and then...
See if you can get it rolling here.
Well, check it out. The 68 of Greenfield and the 44 of Peters right behind him.
Greenfield tries to make it 3 wide. He went high. When that closed, he decided to go back low, but Timothy Peters had already filled that hole. Bill, we're inside 10 to go. You can't leave holes open, and it was just a case where Greenfield left a door open. Timmy went through the door, and it was too late for Greenfield to throw the block.
I tell you, I think there's even less damage on that 68 truck of Greenfield. Let's take a look at it. It's going to be a great view from here. He goes up to 16 blocks. Then he said, okay, I'm going to get back behind the 16. But Timothy has already stuck his nose in the center, which is what he's supposed to do, and try to shove the 68 to the outside and get him out of the draft. And unfortunately, they make that contact.
And again, Crafton narrowly missed that incident.
That's a broken record.
Yeah, you know what Crafton's thinking? I don't know how I'm going to pass these guys unless they all just crash.
And he keeps moving up as each crash occurs.
And that's exactly what just happened. Now he finds himself up in 4th. He's going to restart on the outside of the 2nd row as a pusher.
Wow.
And what a good truck he's going to be behind, too. Austin Hill's up there. Ben Rhodes, neither one of those trucks have any damage, nor does Crafton. That could be the key, Phil. He could push Rhodes to the win.
Remember now, that's as far away from the spotters as
Going to fall.
He can't get the momentum back. Matt Crafton needs a lot of help here.
Oh, Austin Hill getting into Ben Rhodes. And now Gus Dean coming around the outside. Contact, and Dean is going to take out Rhodes. And Crafton gets through again somehow, and so many more involved in this incident.
What about Matt Crafton's move? Look at that truck.
Look at the damage on those other 2 trucks right beside. Austin Hill was able to do a great job. Got down on the apron and got through that.
The track record 10th caution of the night, and Sheldon Creed this time is going to be finished for the night.
You were right, Michael. There wasn't 3 or 4 laps to go.
No, it happened. There was a move here by Austin Hill to get to the bottom. Rhodes blocked it, and that just stacked him up behind, Phil.
Yep.
You could see Shelton Creed did a perfect job. He was on the outside of Dean. Dean blocked. And look at Crafton in the yellow truck, sneaking by all that on the high side.
How did he avoid the sliding up to the wall 17 of David Gilliland?
That block right there that Dean threw on Creed started it. It was just too late.
Just got him a little bit loose there. Caught the 99 of Ben Rhodes. Watch the 17. Barely avoids hitting the 88 of Matt Crafton.
And we mentioned every time there's a caution, Crafton just moves up another spot or 2, and he has done that again.
Watch this block here by Dean. Right there, moves up in front of Creed. Creed still had some room to go higher, but stood his ground, and it turned Dean around.
And how does Crafton... Oh, he does take a little bit of contact. Very little, but... So he's going to probably have a little bit of left front damage, but considering what everybody else has got on their trucks, it's going to be minimal.
Vince, I think he might have gotten to the outside wall as well. Yeah, Ben Rhodes just along for the ride, out in the lead, a truck length and a half clear of the 2nd place truck. There was a little bit of contact to the outside wall for the 88 of Crafton. You see Joe Nemechek slide now.
Then gets in behind Hill now.
Those are teammates up on the high side. Timothy Peters, Ross Chastain.
Contact and another crash, and this one involves Gerhardt in the 63. And the caution is back out.
Oh, man.
Hold on there, hold the brake. Hold the brake.
Pop off, knowing there's so few trucks in the race.
Boyd, by the way, Boyd and Rayom each have an extra 7 or 8 laps of fuel in their trucks, and they are the drivers that will be starting in the 2nd row as Crafton and Hill pitted on lap 60.
See a little bit of contact to 22 of Austin himself, got into the back of the 63 of Bobby Gerhardt, takes both of those trucks into the outside wall.
He's coming in, Justin Haley going out, got him in the right rear. How much damage did that do to the right front of Haley's machine? Yoakum, what do you have?
Christopher Bell right there in the 3rd position in his mirror. There's a crash on the racetrack.
Caution out, the 07. That's Ray Black Jr. Fourth yellow flag we've seen here this afternoon. Second time it is waved in our final stage.
Oh, yeah, as you see back there in the back of the pack there, it looked like the 19 trying to get in line and just misjudged it a little bit. And I believe Ray Black Jr. was just the innocent bystander in the wrong place, wrong time. And you know, good news, he didn't hit anything, but he does get some nose damage. Those two cars I know are fast. Oh, we got a car on the wall here.
Into the wall.
Maybe right front.
Caesar Baccarella. That's the 90. Will there be debris enough to bring out a caution? So far, we stay green.
So you can see he went up, side draft to 17. Oh, did he and the 17 touch a little bit here? Yes. It looked like Kurt thought he could get clear, get down in front of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Just wasn't quite there yet.
And Jamie McMurray in his final 500 could not avoid the 43 of Bubba Wallace.
Nope, he didn't know which way they were going to go, and he guessed wrong.
And Wallace with a bit of a shove there from Tyler Reddick.
Sends him right into the one of Kurt Busch. Yeah, I'd seen Kurt Busch making a bunch of moves. I think his car was actually working pretty well. He made one move trying to go a little bit further forward. Didn't work out for him. Got him behind. Yeah, you can see from Joe Logano's roof cam. Backed up from that group.
I think they used it. I think discretion here.
Trouble, turn one.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
In front of this whole group.
Parker Kligerman down on the inside, and that is Casey Mears. There was contact between the two. Around went Kligerman.
Yeah, just so hard to tell from that angle.
And with the leaders on rushing.
Well, that's what. Oh, yeah, right there. I don't know if the 27 of Mears came up, but the 96 of Kligerman came down, but definitely contact there going into turn one.
I believe I might be wrong. We'll have to check and see, but it looked like maybe the rear end was moving that car, like a track bar broke.
Looks to me like Kligerman is the one that's not too happy about it.
Oh, yeah, come up here. I got something I want to show you.
Oh. Want to peel off early if you're coming, and some of them are.
Boy, a bunch of them did, but not our leader.
Whoa! Car goes around in the trial, the spinning, sliding out of control. B.J. McLeod brings out the caution. Stenhouse has wrecked on pit road with Tyler Reddick. Another car is sitting littered in the grass. And we're under caution. That is the 52. That's Cody Ware.
I think Reddick got the left rear tire of Jimmy Johnson, then Jimmy couldn't get in his pit stall.
Out in the 51 coming into frame here at the top. And there's Tyler Reddick. All of them in their first 500 start, and moves on.
Yeah, and I just wonder if McLeod was trying to get woed up, and I think Cody Ware had no idea he was coming to pit road.
And you're right, Jimmy Johnson did get collected in that. 3 drivers, Daytona 500 rookies get piled up here.
Yeah, again, Cody Ware just right on the rear bumper of the 51 of McLeod, and just got in the back of him and turned him into that group.
That took the whole left rear quarter panel off Jimmy Johnson's car.
And these are cars that are slowing down, trying to get a pit road.
48 there at the bottom.
Yeah, here comes Tyler Reddick, gets turned sideways. His right rear quarter panel. Man, what an incredible shot, seeing the debris. You can see the rear bumper of the 48 is stuck in the deck lid of that.
Reddick's car 31. Came into Johnson's like a...
that's pretty heavy damage.
B.J. McLeod picks up a bunch of turf, and because of the position of the stopped cars, pit road is going to remain closed here for this. Stand cannot be a fact. Whoa, trying to get onto pit road, and kablam! Brendan Gaughan gets run into.
Day long, but previous races single file in the top lane. Why did they choose 20 to go, DW, and now do it?
Yeah, we're setting up for the finish.
Lock it down, lock it down, lock it down.
Kyle Larson.
Wow.
It's been a bad week.
See Larson believe right in this area.
Yeah, that's him.
I think that they're either a tire started going. That looks to me like maybe a left rear tire started going down.
Jeff, I saw tire debris out from behind the car as he went to the bottom lane.
He was trying to get out of the way.
Ooh, baby.
I mean, honestly, for where that happened and what happened, he did a pretty nice job of not tearing that car up a lot worse.
Well, he's had a lot of practice today of almost spinning it out. So that.
Oh yeah, you can hear it come apart.
Yeah.
And we saw this in the duels as we watched Joey Logano. Now Kevin Harvick's going. What's spinning?
Keselowski. Caution.
5 back to the next group. Caution's out.
Might that look like another left rear tire? Maybe made contact and got the left rear tire knocked down. Yeah. See right here, it just.
The banking saved him a little bit, at least kept him from getting into the outside wall. And he just loops it around. Does a good job staying out of the wall and causing any more damage. They've got that car started up now. I think they pushed him off.
It's his 10th try to win the 500. Brad Keselowski has been a champion of the sport, but has not conquered the 500 here at Daytona.
See that left rear tire all the way down to the rim. From Boyer on the inside.
Oh, no, and everybody.
Good. Oh, no. Are you kidding me? This is big. Wow. But it.
Boy, it just reminds me of the Clash. Same type of carnage that we saw where these cars were going everywhere. A lot of damage.
Side lane to Benedetto and Paul Menard.
Yeah, Paul Menard giving a pretty nice push down the back straightaway to Benedetto. Gets to his right rear. Oh, yeah, that just starts to turn him a little bit.
Got him in the right rear.
And then he collects Menard.
Yeah.
Logano just misses it, but the whole outside lane and half the inside pile up.
And this is exactly what we were just talking about. At this stage in the race, you can start to taste victory in the Daytona 500. You want to see that checkered flag, and you'll do anything to get it, and you know you've got to be more aggressive with those bump drafts.
It looks exactly like the Clash. I mean, all those cars, third turn, all those cars wadded up, sliding up the track with sparks flying. It looks so much like the Clash.
That is the 17th of February, looking way too much like the 4th of July.
Amen.
Fireworks everywhere.
Yeah, and it really and truly, it was Paul Menard. He gave to Benedetto a little shove, but it was on the outside, on the right side, and that just turned the Benedetto into the outside wall, and then it was on from there.
And a different situation than we saw in the clash between Menard and with Jimmy Johnson, but it was a similar thing when we heard the spotter on the 21, Menard say, well, he zigged and we zagged.
And in this case, Menard told his team on the radio, I just bumped him a little too hard.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? It's the end of the race. You're trying to help that guy. You're trying to help the Benedetto. You're not trying to wreck him, but just bad judgment. Look at that 10 car.
Almirola's number 10.
Look at David Reagan underneath the 10 of Almirola.
David Reagan, see what springs he's running. Look at that.
All those sparks flying.
Gosh.
Amazing camera work by our Fox Sports crew. You're riding with Joey Logano.
Just a 12, no run. Keep on, no. Keep coming, you're inside, keep coming, come on, get away from me.
Just one too many pushes there, Mike, is what I saw.
Kyle Larson.
Back in front, check out, nothing behind us, nothing behind us. Okay, lock it down, come right back to the top, keep it rolling, come to the top.
Well, I'm not sure. Okay, here's Austin Dillon's view.
Still middle of 3 here. Got to spin it here, Now we're in.
Ouch.
Martin Truex.
Ooh.
Going to say, I'm not sure which list graphics is putting together, the cars involved in the wreck or the cars that missed it.
Time for the 34, and don't look now. 22 at Joey Logano. I don't care if he has damage or not. Oh, he's going to turn the 30. Oh, man, he almost turned the 34 McDowell.
Great save by McDowell. Now here we go. They wrecked again.
Larson and Stenhouse. You won't believe how Ryan Preece shot the gap and got through there. I can't believe it.
Well, you know what I can't believe? They wrecked again.
From the Goodyear blimp.
We saw this, the last wreck that happened, the 22 and the 34 are bump drafting there. The 22 hooks him a little bit, but actually this wreck ended up happening because the 17 of Stenhouse dove to the middle. There really wasn't much of a hole there. Collects the 42 of Larson, the 4, knocks the 4
Kevin Harvick,
Kevin
he goes
Harvick
up
to
the hill, hits the
infield.
wall, and here comes the 13, gets into the 2, spins him around. Holy smokes. I thought the truck race that night, they had 6 trucks or 7 that were running to finish. I thought, I'd never seen anything like that until now.
Pfizer cam, Ryan Preece, this is the roof cam. Look at this.
Check up, check up, check up, check up, check up.
Woo!
Hey, that's some modified driving right there.
Now watch Stenhouse here. He sees a small, tiny gap that really wasn't there.
Nope.
Pushes the 4 of Kevin Harvick to the infield. Turns around Kyle Larson. His buddy, by the way, Kyle Larson.
I don't know. I don't think he got any buddies right now. Lordy, lordy.
The blue car, Stenhouse,
bam,
and Larson just get together. Oh, and oh, by the way, there's our pole sitter, William Byron, in the 24. He just drives right through it. Wow.
Man.
How did he do that?
He missed that wreck.
I don't know.
Don't count him out. That left rear, they did a nice job fixing the left rear damage from that previous wreck.
What did young William have to say?
Hey, the Thunder right there. Good gracious.
I don't want to ride with anybody.
18 jumped up in front with the block, down half a lane. Here comes 17. It's going to split you here. It's going to split you. Lock it in.
It's like an instant replay.
Sometimes you do have to lift.
Still 2 wide, 1 back 13 with you. Still out there tight.
Kevin Harvick, he had no clue what was coming. He's like, what just happened? I was going to say, I didn't see an advantage until that just happened right there. Now 3 wide, 2 rows back, 3 rows back. Oh, Boyer gets turned. Looked to me like he came up just a little bit too early on McDowell.
Oh.
And William Byron's luck runs out.
Get through that one.
What memo did we not get? I mean, this is crazy. Well, I'd like to explain all this to you, but there really isn't an explanation for it.
I just wish Boyer could have stayed down on that yellow line. That was going to put him in such a great position.
Jimmy Johnson in the 48.
You know, Boyer was not a happy camper about where he had to restart. And, of course, he was trying to get back to where he was. He was running 3rd. He almost made it.
Now, to establish that restart order, NASCAR freezes the field on the